It's developing news at 6. Two sets of brothers exchanging emails in a plot to attack American soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Colleen Marshall.
I'm Dwayne Pullman in for Cabot tonight. That's according to an indictment released by federal authorities today. All four of the suspects have Ohio ties, and investigators say they were working together to send money to a known al-Qaeda leader. One of those men even traveled to Yemen 6 years ago, trying to meet with Anwar al-Awlaki. NBC4 has team coverage of this developing story tonight. Reporter Beth Del Ponte actually tracked down one suspect's wife on the northeast side. But first, let's go to Ted Hart, who can take us through the details of this federal indictment. Ted.
Yeah, well, Dwayne, three of the defendants are former Ohio State University students, one of which was arrested here in Columbus today. Now, the indictment is fairly detailed. It has a lot of emails in it in which, between the defendants, in which they spell out their plans. And prosecutors say their intent was pretty clear here: to support violence and terrorism. Anwar al-Awlaki was a senior recruiter for al-Qaeda, sometimes referred to as bin Laden of the Internet. He was killed in a drone strike in September of 2011. Today's federal indictment lays out a wealth of evidence linking four defendants to al-Awlaki to terrorist activities.
They took great pains to conceal what they were doing, to talk in codes, to sometimes use technologies that law enforcement have a harder time tracing.
Steve Dettelbach, U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Ohio, says, among other things, the defendants allegedly used credit cards to steal money from banks and then funneled the money to al-Awlaki. In email exchanges, one defendant writes to another, "It's not good to apply for too many cards, bad for your credit, but perhaps you don't care."
What we have in this indictment is people who actually provided the money, tens of thousands of dollars. And some of it directly by actually traveling to the Middle East and meeting with associates of Anwar al-Awlaki.
Dettelbach adds that this was done at a time just before some notable terrorist acts, including the Christmas 2009 attempt to detonate a bomb on board a plane bound for Detroit.
This isn't a case about somebody who sort of unintentionally provided money to somebody that ended up getting used in a way that they didn't think it was going to be used. The allegations in this indictment are pretty clear about what the intent was. The intent was to support violence and to support terrorism.
And Dettelbach confirmed are in custody tonight. Asked about the other two, he would only say that none of the suspects remain at large in the United States. More on the suspect to Ohio, we'll go to NBC4 reporter Beth Del Ponte, who's in Westerville. Beth?
That's right. Good evening, Ted. One of the men arrested right here in Westerville by FBI agents from Cincinnati. Authorities not releasing where that location was, only that it happened sometime this morning again in the Westerville area. It turns out that the man arrested here and two of the other four men indicted have very strong ties to Columbus. Three of the four men accused of being part of an operation sending thousands of dollars to a known terrorist in support of al-Qaeda attended the Ohio State University. One of them, 40-year-old Saltaine Salim, was arrested in Westerville this morning. A woman here at this northeast side apartment complex on Vista View Boulevard told me she is Saltaine's wife.
Saltaine Salim is your husband, though, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay. And you're doing okay?
Yes, I am.
Have you heard from him?
No.
Can I just ask you how he's doing?
No.
According to OSU, Saltaine studied chemical engineering and graduated in 1998. I spoke with residents of this complex. They didn't know anything about the four men with alleged terrorist connections. Two of the other four indicted also attended the Ohio State University. One of those, 35-year-old Asif Salim, actually Saltaine Salim's brother. According to OSU, Asif graduated from the university in 2005 with a bachelor's degree in geography. The third indicted, 37-year-old Farouk Mohammed, also a student at OSU, did some graduate studies in electrical engineering between 2002 and 2004, but did not graduate from OSU. He got married and became a U.S. citizen in 2008. Now remember, there were 4 of them. That 4th suspect is actually the brother of Farouk, who we were just telling you about, 36-year-old Ibrahim Mohammed. He was arrested in Texas. No connections to Columbus that we are aware of at this time. He had gone to the University of Illinois, eventually moved to Toledo in 2006, got married, and became a U.S. citizen. We will certainly be following this story. We'll have much more tonight at 11, and as always, keep you up to date on NBC4i.com. We're live in Westerville tonight. Beth Del Pani, NBC4.
Thanks so much, Beth. This isn't the first time terrorism suspects have been arrested here in Columbus. In 2003, Noureddin Abdi was arrested for plotting with al-Qaeda to blow up a shopping center in Columbus. In 2004, former truck driver Ayman Ferris, who lived in Columbus, went to prison for providing support and resources to al-Qaeda. Christopher Paul of Worthington currently serving a 15-year sentence after pleading guilty to a terrorism charge for a plan to attack tourists in Germany. In April, authorities arrested 23-year-old Abdirahman Sheikh Mohammed in Columbus after the FBI says he trained with a terror group in Syria and planned an attack on U.S. soil. We have complete coverage of this story on our website, including more details from that federal indictment on the website, NBC4i.com. It is, of course, one of our top stories tonight.